Lucy in the sky with hedgehogs. Lucy in the sky with deer. Lucy in the sky with chipmunks. Lucy in the sky with porcupines. Those are all true. We're just telling stories and finding synchronicities. But before we get started, I have to ask a question. You ever find yourself sitting all comfortable at the window, staring out at the beauty of nature and life and thinking, how did I end up in the psych ward?
Well, hello, boys and girls.
Hi.
What a wonderful day it is today in our money-based economy. Well, sit back and relax and get ready for the guy who's about to ruin everything.
I'm puzzled. Are you really seriously suggesting that Jesus Christ was a mushroom?
Wayne, Jesus was a mushroom Roberts.
Yes. You are dealing with a secret cult, a secret society.
Welcome to Waning Interest.
Just waiting for, normally I would, back in the day, I would be talking over that fade, but for some reason, ever since I got the new camera, it throws it off if I make any sound while anything else is playing. So I have to just dance. I just want to dance. Dazed and Confused. Adam Goldberg. Welcome to the Waning Interest Podcast, number 109. Holy shit, I really kept to something. Friday, April 21st, 2023, the Babbling Dabbler, the smallest click on the internet, the pinball brain in your favorite machine. I just have to get that's it. Okay, we have to get things, that's right. Get that, get this, get that. What? Oh. And then get that. And then it's so different. Man, if I had the board from WIOD in 1997, I'd be fucking... You'd be hearing too many drops. And it wouldn't be cool. But either way, the Babbling Dabbler, the smallest click on the internet, the pinball brain in your favorite machine, T2, obviously. Just look a little to your whatever. It's like a diary or a book, but not as coherent or stale. I got that backwards because we might be a little buzzed. So what? We are as I refer to myself sometimes, as a more mentally challenged Forrest Gump. And, or if Mikey and Mouth from the Goonies played a lot of bareback leapfrog. And, where's my lighter? As you can see in the pic. Have I got that correct? Because I'm on a different screen. Oh my God, it's right. I threw that together real quick. Oh, look at that. You see Kate. Oh, there's the bareback thing from Birdcage. Just where I get the bareback leapfrog thing. It's from Birdcage. Hilarious. Which, if you watch Birdcage to the end... Speaking of bareback leapfrog, Mr. Poopy fucking Pants! Wait! You waited too fucking long, didn't you? We waited too long, didn't we? Didn't we wait too long? Yeah, we waited too long. What I mean to say is, I totally forgot the synchronicity. If you watch all the way to the end of the Birdcage and you start watching the credits, you will see a 610 WIOD van as the credits start rolling. Fuck, it's funny. Was I an act? Oh my shit. Oh my shit. I just started a new colloquial thing. What? When? Why? Is Gamora? Shh. Either way, have we got this right? This screen's correct. That screen's correct. That screen's correct. Excellent. Poopy doom. Chip chip. Wait, let's get rid of some things so we don't have them and we don't get mixed up. All right. Lucy. I just mentioned Lucy in the open, by the way. My friend in Australia that I went to visit after she was a exchange student here my senior year of high school. Where did it go? I've been doing this since I was 2. Pooping and going, where did it go? Seriously. Oh. Anyway. I've mentioned my Australian friend Andrea before, and how, real quick, she has twin sisters. One has since passed. R.I.P. 2 years older. They were exchange students over here. One was in Tampa, one was in Indiana. And of course, both of them, just as gorgeous as her, just as cool as her. 3 girls that were just super cool. And that these parents spit out. Seriously, I'm not bullshitting. I've spent a lot of time with them. And of course, both of them had friends that said, oh, when I get out of high school, when I get out of here, before I go to college. Never happened. Nobody ever went over there. I was the first one. So, of course, she didn't believe me when I said, I'm coming when we're done here in high school. I'm coming. I'd already been an Australia fan. It had nothing to do with Crocodile Dundee. I was already a fan because I was already jerking off to National Geographics that a friend of my mom's had gotten me a subscription to. So I was jerking off to Aboriginal tits way before Paul fucking douchebag came along and said, that's a nod. Seriously. Seriously. That's true dorkiness. Aboriginal tits. And hey, man, and I'm not taking a shot at abos. That's what they call them in Australia. Aborigine, sorry, if that's wrong to say. I just remember that's what they said back then. And I was, it's like the Native American thing. It's wrong. They got fucking wronged hardcore, and it's not talked about enough. The Proposition, great fucking Western to watch, by the way. Australian Western. John Hillcoat, Danny Houston, great fucking movie. Anyway, what the hell was the point? Australia, I actually was the first one out of all the 3 girls that had all these friends, as 3 of them, all 3 came over as exchange students, made all these friends. All these people said, I'm coming over there after. I was the first one. No joke. And, anyway, the point is, we're still fucking friends, and I've met her husband and 3 kids face to face finally a few years ago in Santa Monica when I still lived in California, but we're still in touch, of course. And now that I'm back in the Northeast, I always send through WhatsApp. I send video of the animals around my house, and the hedgehogs, and the chipmunks, and the porcupines, and the deer, and everything, and it's all for Lucy, the youngest. And if, speaking of Lucy, if you go back, I don't remember which whip it is, it's back a few whips, where the thumbnail is artwork by Lucy, because she was listening when I talked about Mushy years ago when she was smaller and in my presence. Speaking of presence, now we're going on to Led Zeppelin. Not. But that's what that Lucy in this, she's the shit. Can you believe she drew? Go back and look at the thumbnail from Whip. Fuck. I don't know. I don't remember if it's in the 80s or the 90s. I don't remember which one. I forgot to look that part up. Because see, I've just wasted, not wasted, but I've just spent 10 minutes. It's never a waste. Except for the breaks that I take. But then I play nice videos for you. It wasn't something that I was planning on, you have your plan, and then all of a sudden something pops. Oh, I'm going to start with this. I'd already had it to start, and then I added that to it, and then you just go off with the, why did he do that? Because I don't know. Because, and that's what, remember, diary, book, not as stale or coherent. That's one another fucking funny thing where people have asked me about my podcast, and yeah, if you want to hear it or listen to it, hear it or watch, here we go. It's on all these things. Tell me which link you want, or you can just search for yourself, and they come back and go, you're kind of babbling. Your brain was kind of fucking, you were kind of bouncing all over the place, and didn't I? And it wasn't all that. It was kind of like you were doing a diary, but it was like, what? Like, didn't I fucking, it says it right in the first minute of the fucking podcast, it says that. That's fine, I get you, but that's happened too many times. That's one of the reasons why sometimes I go, I don't fucking do this anymore. I know how stupid it seems to some people, and what the fuck is he doing? Because you're not, it's way more Arrested Development than you think. Maybe even how much whatever. Let's get back to what were we doing? What were we saying? Oh, I was talking about my greatest fan, Lucy. Lucy, she is so fucking funny. Lucy in the sky. Because that's immediately what I thought, because if you look at the pic that she drew about mushrooms... So it's a lot of sky, and it just popped in my head when I realized, because I had taken another video today to send. Dude, before I get in the shower, I walk through the living room, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of deer popping through my front yard. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, like 5 of them. I went, oh shit! Oh, where's my phone? I gotta get video for Lucy. And by the time I grabbed my phone, they were gone on the side of the house, to where if I'd opened the door and went outside, if I got the right fucking picture up, all right, we're cool. If I had opened the door and everything, they would have been gone. So I went through the side of the house, and right over here, I went through the window, and I caught a couple of them through the trees, and got some video for her that way. And then waited. They're gonna come. They usually come towards the back, and a bunch of them hang out in the back for a few minutes. And I waited and waited. I'm like, I gotta get in the shower. I gotta go do some shit. Come on, guys. And I waited. And I said, fuck you. So, but I knew they were gonna be there. Went in the shower, came out, and I thought I heard them crunching in the back when I opened the door for a minute. Like, are they there? Maybe they are. Get dressed, get ready to go. I'm right about to walk out the door. Let me check one more time. Look out the back door. Fuck, they're not back there. Open the door real quick, real slow. I hear some rustling. Like, fuck. Shut the door again, wait. See if they pop out. Like, nothing. A few minutes. I gotta go. I gotta get some stuff done. So I leave. But I got the other video real quick of them on the side. I leave for a couple hours. I come back. I pull in the driveway. They're right there where the hedgehogs were when I got pictures of them. When they came running up to me going, oh, you got anything for me? I got nothing but mail. I told that story on another podcast. And they're just popping through, but they stopped. They didn't keep going through the woods like they normally do when I see them over there. They fucking stopped. 3 of them just went, whoop, 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 just a few, and just a few pops, and just Instead of keep going, they stopped and turned around and were looking at me. And I stopped the Jeep and went, hey, oh shit. Took some video, thinking they're going to jump away as I'm taking the video. No, they're still looking at me. Let me try to pull it forward a little bit. I pulled forward right up to the door, got out. There's still a couple of them are still standing. I'm like, man, I am the whisperer. The whisperer. Whatever, but I got video for Lucy, and that's all it's about. Getting video for Lucy. Because she loves it. Andrea keeps sending me stuff, sends me replies. Lucy's loving it. Oh my God, she just sent me a reply. Holy shit. Synchronicity. Remember I was talking about synchronicity? She was impressed. That is so amazing that you have all this beautiful land and animals around you. Send video of your house and all the woods around it. That's all I do is send video of woods around my house. These Australians, they're a little backwards like the toilets. Hello! I'd hit the Lisa thing, but I'm on the wrong page. That's a joint for the people who don't like smokers. I might be lying. Moving on, instead of people saying fuck cancer, they should be saying fuck the cancer business. The business of cancer, because always remember there are many doctors, you can look it up yourself, that are in prison or hopefully going to prison are being sued for telling folks they have cancer when they didn't, just to sell the medicines for cancer. And we all know that it's all about keeping you sick at this point, right? Or fake sick, right? Right? Man, I wish I had a 360 like in the WIOD studios in 1997. Well, starting in 1997 with the new studios in Hollywood. But anyway, have you stopped watching television yet? I mean, you're going to watch sporting events. I get it. Yeah, I watch sporting events too. But mute the commercials. Always mute the commercials. Getting used to it. Isn't it fucking... Seriously, take that little test. Just start muting the commercials. And then for a while, and for a week, or just a few days. And then don't. And then start to realize, whoa, shit, listen. You just have to stop, of course, just like everything else. You have to stop for a minute and then for a bit to go, whoa, to see how it's really affecting you when you turn it back on. It's so fucking awful. And I know they suck and they're bad because I was in a bunch and I voiced many of them. And this podcast is part of my apology tour that will never end, just like Kiss and Eagles tours and Keith Richards' life. At least Keith still actually plays live. That reminds me, fuck the Motley Crue hags and those like them. And when it comes to Kiss, Gene Simmons deserves nothing but a big fuck you, you corporate fuck toy. And I'm not just saying that because he hit on my wife, my ex-wife, when we were married years ago. That was a compliment. I say that because of his obvious years of scumbaggery. If you really look it up. That go with the shit he's said about folks that won't get some certain jab. Who were and are correct. Oh, speaking of which, fuck you, Howard Stern, again, for sucking such a big corporate bag of, I think it's demon semen. And every other fucking celebrity whoring themselves for an obvious poison poke. But please take it yourself. Take it. What? Do you guys go ahead, take it yourself and help the world. Sleep tight. That's what I was trying to say, I think. But also, as we get political for this few minutes on a Friday night, I've got some mandates. And I'll be meeting Frank after the podcast. And James tomorrow. Twice. Har. No, seriously, what did I write? Children should start being taught instruments as soon as they can pick them up. Along with singing. And teach those sponges every language, especially rock and roll. Imagine the fucking music. If there was a certain thing, this I know it seems like, with these rules, like a certain rule, it puts this image in people's heads like it's some Nazi thing and everybody going, ho, ho. Like, no, it's a mandate. Kids, just like in indigenous things, just think of it as an indigenous group, like Indians, and, the way they did things were correct, and Indians everywhere, indigenous people everywhere. And what was I saying? Oh shit. Oh, but think about if it was that way, where no, this because they're sponges. It's like, oh, here we go. As soon as you can pick something up, oh, play this and start showing them. They're sponges, and they'll start doing it, but not forcing, not something like, oh, they gotta get it done at some time or whatever. It's just some whatever. They're gonna be fucking dildos and douchebags, blah, 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 blah. But really quick, they're gonna go ding 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 ding. And singing is, imagine the fucking music across the planet if every single person could play and sing, which we can if taught correctly and not taught where some it comes natural because everybody's different. Some it's going to be natural, of course, it's always going to happen. Or some people pick it up later on in life or whatever. But when you're a sponge like that, and all the languages that you can speak, that you could be taught real quick because you're such a fucking sponge. That's a mandate that should be real. But also, you have to, at the same time, while you're teaching them all that good stuff, to make them in, because that's going to generate their brain to make it easy to fucking suck in all the real good shit about farming and everything else, all the good stuff. But you also have to put in there about how the Federal Reserve is a big chunk of the core of pure evil. As soon as they can drool. So the Fed will be history sooner rather than later, which is a good thing. I believe the Jesus the Mushroom would agree. And I know some people take that as a put down or something, like I'm taking a shot. It's not. It's not. We agree on the same thing, we just don't agree as a person. It's a little more science. Jesse Pinkman, jump out. Let me check this. Are we cool here? Yeah, we got the right thing. Oh, and I brought this up because I don't remember if I ever did, but who was it? There was a message way back before somebody asked something about the Comedy Store, because I had mentioned, before I left California, I was hanging out there a lot, and one of the reasons was because I was part of this show here, Conspiracies Now, with Sam Tripoli, where I was the first guest. That's the poster for the first Conspiracies Now. I didn't put that together. Sam did. And it was in the basement of the Comedy Store, where they used to be a place where a lot of real crazy shit went down there, right under the original room. But once the internet stuff popped and podcasts and everything, and they finally converted that into a podcast studio in one room. There was a control room for the outside, for the big room, to set up for Conspiracies Now, where there was a green screen. A bunch of shows did stuff right there in the little room, and you could seat a whole bunch of people, which is why there's, the thing with the Sam put there on the thing, limited 15 seats and standing. And then the second room was an actual podcast studio, like a radio studio, where you could record stuff that had nothing to do with cameras. But then they put cameras in there. You can see the Comedy Store podcast, all kinds of stuff. You can see part of that stuff. Anyway, somebody had asked about the Conspiracies Now thing, and because I was like, I did the first podcast, and it was about mushrooms. We talked about J was an M. And I didn't get to say a whole, I didn't get to the end. Anyway, there was a lot that I kept getting interrupted. And it was the first ones, and he was trying to keep it to 30 minutes, I guess. So he kept interrupting a lot of stuff, and I couldn't. Anyway, but because we got along, and he knew I did voice stuff, he ended up, as he kept it going for his Patreon page, I was like his Ed McMahon, so I did the open, and then I would come in with his guest and at the end, and blah, blah, blah. And the Jesus mushroom thing was kind of like a running joke, where everybody, huh? But like, dude, this is Conspiracies Now, and nobody wants to talk about this one. But everything else was, oh, what about this? What about this? The same old shit, 9/11, that. And nobody wanted to actually go, what about the one that Wayne keeps talking about that nobody else wants to talk about? You know what I'm saying? It just kind of got a little silly, but whatever. Remove. Fuck that ad. There you go. Somebody asked about that, and I put it in. There it is. Oh, this one's kind of fun. Looking for clips from Whip 108, and that was a trip. So now, right now, I might as well do it here. Whoa. I just took a screenshot, so now it's going to be dinky, 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 dinky. Dinky, dinky, dinky. It'll be 4 of us. That's hilarious. There we go. Right? Is that it for that? Can we take the hat off now? No, actually, I like the hat. I'll probably put it back on. You like my readers? What are we in? 27. Oh, my God. That's pretty good. I can't believe I made it almost 30 minutes before having to feel like I got to pay. What? There we are. All right, we'll leave that. And, hey, just to see if you're awake out there. No, seriously, I'm going to... Are you? Are you there? Okay, just paying attention. I'm just paying attention. I just want to see if you are. I think the gummy is hitting. Watermelon, 25 milligrams. Just iced tea. No, it's not the L one. Well, wait, maybe it is the L one, but a different kind of L one. If I can find an L. No, it's not tea. No! Stop! Wait! Why? When? Or next? You ever, real quick, please think about this and pass it along. Pay a lot of taxes, and I'm not talking about income tax. I'm talking about you constantly pay taxes, everything you buy. Not talking about income tax right now, because that's just interest to pay to the Federal Reserve, which we didn't ask for, whatever. But what happens in our government, those corporate cons, what they do is they give our tax money to companies to come up with medicines and equipment, medical equipment, but just keep it in the medical side, but other things too. And then what they do is, so then those companies own that shit that we paid for with our tax money to help them create. But then they keep all the profit and sell it back. And then with all this fucking bullshit with medicines, and you have to pay for medicines you already paid for to help with the creation. Isn't that fucked? I'm really tired of people not talking about that every single day. It's one of the reasons that the world is a toilet right now. And everyone needs to trip fucking boom. I didn't do that, did I? Yes, shit, it's on video. Damn it. Oh, now it's time to move on to Whip 108 fixes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We're gonna fix a lot of shit. Yeah, stop doing that. God, you fucking... It's the gummies. It's the gummies and the creeping feeling of having to wet my pants. Anyway, Whip 108 fixes. I wish I wouldn't have to do these fixes if I had come across when I went through, I was already a Skynyrd fan for years, but never did I was never a Skynyrd deep fan like I am Guns N' Roses, Junkyard, LA Guns, Doors. It was never that deep. It was just more like, because they were gone before I was really into music, the visuals, there wasn't a whole lot of visuals, which is why I like watching the old stuff from 70s, those few concerts where we have video on YouTube in the 70s. Of course, it wasn't there wasn't as much. It was that's one of the reasons why they're so legendary, because there was so little stuff. But then it's become where there's a lot of stuff, because the people that were involved, and then from the crash, and then others, and so much more information. But it's not, I don't know, it's just a different thing. It's weird where the music still stands out, which is cool. That is the best part about it, which is, I think, is probably the reason why these last two whips are gonna have a bunch of Skynyrd in them. Skynyrd in them. Wow, that sounded really neat. But it's probably what lends to the legend, of course. But what is cool is all the people that are still around. They can tell the stories, and I wish I had, in my deep dive before, just more of a refresher, because being in radio for years, I knew a lot and meeting Artemis Pyle, like I mentioned in the last podcast, when he was on the Ron Aron show in '97, and he told the getting shot story, which I thought, of course, was true, and I perpetuated it. But he said it on the radio. It wasn't just me. He'd been changing that stuff. Whatever. That's the normal stuff, and being like, I'm trying to, basically the point is, I'm trying to fix the things, like being that shit media, where I did spit a lot of that stuff out, being a voiceover artist or voiceover guy and other stuff, and then perpetuating certain stories I heard from meeting people through work. But I wish I had come across the Stoned Roadie show with Craig Reed. That started popping up after I did Whip 108. All of a sudden, there's this stuff coming up. Wait, what's this? Craig Reed. Wait, I know Craig Reed's name. That's from me. What the hell? And all of a sudden, I wish I'd have seen this stuff. And then, which is great. It's really fun. There's some fun stuff, and a lot of stuff. If you're a somewhat Skynyrd fan, you have questions about certain things. It's a trip. He has a bunch of people on. And Griff, the guy that he has on that does a lot of stuff for him, he's great co-host. Keeps stuff in line, and you got to check it out. The Stoned Roadie podcast with Craig Reed, who is a survivor of the crash. He was like one of their roadies. I believe he was. Who was he? Alan's guitar tech for a bit. I mean, he did a lot of stuff. And went on to work for a bunch of other bands after the crash and everything. Anyway, Stoned Road, and you'll understand why it's called Stoned Roadie if you look it up. Stoned Roadie Show. But point is, I forgot something when I went back to get clips. I was like, well, I didn't mention the Hell House when I was talking about the GNR Rosington slash stuff that I was noticing. And I was like, when I went back through the visuals, going, wait a minute, holy shit! I never heard anybody say any of this stuff through the years, but I also wasn't paying attention to a whole lot of people. But I'm like, wait, the slash Rosington thing, and going through, and what was my point? I was like, oh, I forgot about mentioning Hell House. They both had Hell House. The original Hell House was Skynyrd, where they did their thing. But a lot of people my age only know Hell House. I know a lot of them know both, but the Hell House thing I forgot to mention was, that's what GNR had as well. But see, that's more twisted with the story, to where, see, there's a house that they've got a bunch of pictures of that looks like a house, that is a house, that's like off Gardner. I don't know. It's somewhere in Hollywood. And, there's a picture of it. There's the keg and everything with Adler. You know the picture. But a lot of people assume that's Hell House, but Hell House was actually a fucking storage unit behind where the Guitar Center is now, in El Compadres over here. There's this whole... Anyway, I forgot to mention Hell House being that other link that I never noticed with GNR and Skynyrd, and along with the slash hats and Give Me Back My Bullets. They're on the cover. Rosington's wearing a fucking hat. Like, wait, that kind of looks like the slash hat, but not a top hat. Just a smaller, more cowboy hat. Anyway, and then Rosington and Bob Burns, the original drummer, they're both, like, oh, play this, oh, play that. And then as little kids, and like, I'll do this. And Burns goes drums, Rosington goes guitar, Les Paul, and then for the first couple albums, Burns there, and then Burns has to leave mental drugs, but mostly mental problems from being all of a sudden famous. And you're like, wait, that's Adler and Slash, because Rosington was there all the way till he died a few months ago. It's like Adler and Slash, because they brought Bob Burns back a few times for things, and he was there for the Hall of Fame induction. I forgot to mention that. And then finding out, I forgot to mention the video that I'd watched with Griff, I think it was, that it was separate from the Craig Reed thing. It popped up differently anyway, because it didn't pop up as the podcast, but a little thing talking to Gene Odom, the security guy for Skynyrd, who lived and lost an eye from which I mentioned. I think I said something stupid like acid dripped down, but it wasn't acid. It was phosphorus from a flare that went off, a de-icing flare that went off during the crash while he was under the wing, and he lost an eye, all fucked up. But he tells the story. He's the only sober one, so his stories are the ones I trust the most, because everybody else was so fucked up or whatever, where he talks about Ronnie was sleeping the whole time on the plane, but Craig Reed and Artemis say that, who were both, I don't trust Artemis with talking about getting shot when he wasn't shot. And Reed, admits to, being a bit of an alcoholic and being fucked up. But saying that Ronnie walked back before the crash, walked to the back of the plane, he says that. But Odom, I trust Odom because he was the soberest one. That's why he was hired as security, because he didn't fuck with that shit. So that's why I trust his account the most, and why anybody would. And then, because, I don't know. It's so confusing, but that's so many different accounts, and I'm not shitting on anybody. I'm just, it's me. This right now, this is me being little buzz going, man, it just can't. I'm looking for that, for that corner to go, there it is. But it just keeps being a corner. As you dig, just as you dig, but I forgot to mention another, it's not a synchronicity story, but a trippy story with fucking, so Gene Odom lives through that, and then a few years later, he's actually driving with Leonard Skynyrd, the gym teacher that they named the band after, to go somewhere for some appearance or a game or whatever, and they get into a car accident, and fucking Gene breaks his neck again. And then the cops come to the accident, but then turn away the paramedics, thinking everything's okay, and Gene's got stuck. We're like, no, I got a broken neck, and he had to take himself, he had to drive himself to the ER or whatever, and fucking A. He's actually gets in a plane crash with Leonard Skynyrd, and then gets a car accident and breaks his neck again with Leonard Skynyrd. What the fuck, man? Oh, man, how I forgot that part. But anyway, and then, all right, fix, yeah. I said something about acid, but I think I said something about it. I don't know. I didn't want to look again because I don't like watching myself as much as you like watching me. What? When? Why is Gomorrah? Anyway, that's making me have to pee. And probably you too. So should we all take a break? No, not just yet. Oh, the other thing I forgot, I didn't even realize. Whip 108, I decide, I don't know, I was trying to think of something, a thumbnail to make for the YouTube, just what, and I was on that Skynyrd kick, and then I, coming back or whatever, second helping, I can just put out second of 108 helping. Oh, that'd be cool, and put my picture. That's all. I didn't realize that 3 days fucking later, it was the anniversary of second helping. What was it? It was 74, 4/15/74 when I recorded that, 4/12. Anyway, didn't even. That was synchronicity. What is it? What was I doing? What was the what 108? Was it? Narcissist. Are you in on the joke yet? I don't know. What else do I need to fix? Leon didn't have his throat slit. I didn't realize. That's all I'd ever heard was about, Leon got his throat slit. Nobody knew what it was. Some people think it's Ed King's wife. And Ed King, whatever. Apparently it was Rhonda, the chick he was with, most likely, or in a little fight, and it was just a gouge. It wasn't even a fucking slit. It was just got it really good to where there was a bunch of blood, so it just seemed like a slit. So I want to fix that, and I'm gonna have to play something really special soon because I have to pee something special. Here's another one. Remember when I was going through? Remember? Remember, some people are new, man. It's always a click away. So, the Whips remember that I went through the names of the other survivors of the Skynyrd crash. One of them was Bill Sykes, who was a TV crewman, where apparently they're saying now that his name is sort of like disappeared, sort of like, God, that's so gross. I think that's the right one. I'm probably putting out something I'm going to have to fix and whip 110. Uno Cero. Where his name like sort of disappears continually as things go on. Because the rumor, I guess, is he was an FBI informant, and that's why Linda Blair was busted, I don't know, soon after at a concert. You have to. Stoned Roadie Show. Go check out Stoned Roadie. They talk about that stuff. That's where I got that. But that's the other thing, that I've looked online and I've watched a bunch of videos of people that have taken video of the new memorial near the crash site on the Easley property. Like one of the guys that was one of the first responders, and none of that stuff. It all talks about the band. What about the survivors? I cannot find anything, any marker or any of that stuff where it talks about, has a name, has a list of the names of people that have survived. Some are dead now, some are still alive. And it's so fucked up because a lot of them are still paying out of their own pockets for a plane crash that happened in 1977, and they're still alive. And it's fucked up. Where, like, what was it, 26 people, or 26 estates anyway, because even from the settlement, I think it was, after the crash, was like $2 million to split between 26 estates. 20 living people and 6 dead people. Nothing. And then some of these people have continued. Like Mark Howard, 17 hip replacements. 17. And that's just his hips. At some points, he's had no hips at all and has had to go around in a Dude, it is fucking crazy. And that's one of the reasons why I talked about it in Whip 108, and I'm talking about it now for the fixes and just to reiterate. It is so fucked up that, these 4 people died, or 6 people died, even though they don't mention the pilots usually, and barely mention Dean. It's always Steve, Cassie, and Ronnie. And Artemis lived, and the rest of the band lived. But what about the other people? There was a whole bunch of other people that lived, and they're fucked up still. Some are dead, some are still super fucked. And that should not be right. That's not right. And they should not be paying out of their own pocket to continue to. It's so fucked up if you look into it. Well, that's why we're saying it. Smallest click on the internet's letting you know. So that means, as you know, I won't be popular until after I'm dead. I'll be Ronnie Wayne Van Zant, legendary. But I won't even get the proper beginning of, we're flying in planes. It'll still be right here in my mudroom. Bah! Should I pee now? Or should I fix this? What time? Where are we at? Where is we? When? What? Why? 47 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, it's time. It's time, but I just don't remember which video that I want to play. Which one is it? I think it's this one. I'm gonna bust, and if I don't do this first, it's commercial time, and this is a great commercial. Have fun, folks. Right? Can you hear it? I just want to make sure. Come here. Yes. Okay. That's a reel.
What you doing? What you doing?
Nothing. No, I think we're past that. Besides, it could misfire and hurt good people.
Yeah, man.
Those are some spiffy shoes.
Oh, yeah, right? Uncle Dino gave me these ones.
You have an uncle?
Uncle Dino is his nickname. I deliver for him sometimes.
Deliver what?
Well, I really shouldn't be talking about it. I mean, you are a consultant.
I am just curious. I'm not going to tell anybody.
He sells books.
Books?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of books?
It's like a cave in here, Maddie.
Stop, it's too bright. I like it like that.
Want to talk?
It's not really the best time right now.
Please?
What are you doing? Nothing. Thirsty.
Donovan, what are you doing?
Ma'am, just following a couple of leads. This man
These are not your cases.
I know, ma'am, but I promise you, this...
Non-directed use of surveillance equipment is a Class 5 breach.
I can explain. This musician has
Via
links
Order
to...
3501, I hereby suspend your operating privilege for 30 days.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Gary, get in the car. Just get in the car. Oh, Jesus Christ! I know where the lighthouse is. I can take you there.
Give me the bag.
No.
Listen. I'm your contact.
You're crazy, man. You're trying to 451 the book.
Okay, Salinas.
You're not from Salinas.
That's how Dino protects his contacts. It's good. You're good. Trust me. All right? Done a good job. Doing good. Everything. Stay out of trouble. All right?
Yeah. I'll be home soon, and I've got a lot to tell you. Some funny stories. Probably be hard for you to believe.
Hey, look at that. I think I fixed it all, right? Did I fix it? Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. That was my last acting reel I ever put together. Because there's no need for another. That was what, Looking for Liana. Some clips from Looking for Liana. Some clips from The Fighting Kind. What the hell else was in there? Oh, I missed it. A bunch of it, because then I've forgotten, because I'm a little... Did you see that? You ever done that? You ever taken your cannabis vape pen, taking an N95 mask? Hey, look, you see the filter? Can you see the filter thing? You can't see it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. This is a true N95. And why do I have this? Because I paint a lot. Has nothing to do with the vidco. What? When? Why? Hello? Shut the fuck. See, the timing would have been better if I had a 360, wouldn't it have been? Still not correct, is it? A little tighter. But, see, it just means I have to just make sure that I hit it. But there's like a delay, so I have to go, when am I going to need this laugh where it's gonna be right perfect? I think that was it, right? Right? I don't know. Let's cut the shit. Let's cut. What is it? I'd like that. You know, he's not, I don't know if he's on the list. It's not true. Some of those shit's not true. As much as I know it's all fucked up and it's wrong and so many of those people are just still, I'm holding out. I'm holding out that Ace is still Ace, man. That he's not, like, actually there's somebody I put on this thing that's kind of, it's weird. That, yeah, the gum thing. I have a sneaky suspicion that in the future some people are going to go, why is he on there? Hanks is on the list. He's on the... Whatever. Let's not talk about the list. Let's get back to where we were, the stuff that we've written, the stuff that we've, well, not written, but, the bullet points. The bullet points. I forgot to mention, in Whip 108 also the mini high school reunion with the two ladies and the husband of one of them that I hadn't seen since November 2000. I'd forgotten to say that the one that had come up from Mass, she married my buddy who lived in this house, in this room. Yeah, we shared this bedroom. We had a bunk bed here, and his cot was like right here. Right here, man. And, you know, I feel bad because, you know, now, especially now that they're exes, you know, I think I'm the one that put you together. I worked with her, chopping tomatoes and onions and all this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah about him. Blah, blah, blah. And about my other buddy, the other girl. Blah, blah, blah. And they both ended up with my buddies. Rude! Anyway, I forgot to mention the part about, which I remembered hanging with those three a few weeks ago, that I borrowed my buddy's name. I was like, oh, remember when I was in Florida, when I was going to radio school, I couldn't stand saying my name. You notice I never say it. It's only Joe that says it in the open. You know, there's Wayne all over the place, and I hardly ever say Wayne. But I had to get used to it later on. But early on, when I was in radio school back in '94, when I was on the air, I can't stand saying, this is Wayne Roberts, what was it? WLRN. What was it? Tomorrow's broadcasters today, WLRN. I'm Wayne Roberts, blah, 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 blah. I'm Lee Jordan. Ooh, I got some power. So I used my buddy Lee Jordan's name. It was cool. And then I went on to do, with that confidence, with not saying my name and saying somebody else's name, it's like I had another personality, and then I had the balls to do this fucking, I think I've told it on another podcast where I got in trouble. I almost got us kicked off WLRN because Seinfeld was coming to town, and Seinfeld was just starting to hit in '94. It was starting to get really big. And he was coming into Miami at a show, whatever, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, Jerry's in town, and Jerry's in the studio here, hey! And I did this shitty Jerry Seinfeld impression, talking to myself, because I was inspired by Phil Hendry, listening to him on WIOD before I worked there. And next thing you know, what? We're in trouble? I was just goofing, man. I was just making it fun. Anyway, where were we? What was it? Oh, doing the Lee Jordan thing, and then the Jerry Seinfeld thing, and one of my other co-conspirators. No, he wasn't a conspirator. No, he was just somebody else that was in the class. Laird. He was doing sports once, a little 3-minute sports thing at the bottom of the hour at the 1 o'clock show. And I don't know what the story was about, but he started with the Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live thing, going, baseball have been very, very good to me. And then he did this sports thing. And later on, apparently we got a bunch of complaints. I'm like, wow, Laird and I, like, we don't even mean to. We're like a team here trying to get this fucking thing kicked off the air. WLRN, the NPR station in Miami that was with our school that, you know, let us be on the air for 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And Laird, I was talking about Jim Carrey earlier. Speaking of that, didn't realize, forgot, synchronicity. Laird is in Ace Ventura. At the end of the movie, he's the ref that flips the coin when both Ace and Dan Marino are tied in the marina, tied to the poles. That sounded disgusting. Alrighty then. So, what was I saying? When? Why is gay Mora? It's all about gay. It's all about bareback leapfrog. That's why I put that in the picture thing, because people... I've had so many people, because I have 2 jokes that I've been doing for years, where when I did stand-up, one of my opens was, point out what I look like. And most of the time, especially with a full beard, when I wore it most of the time, I would, when I was wearing a full beard, I would get Kenny Loggins and Chuck Norris a bunch. So, of course, I made the joke of, they played a lot of bareback leapfrog a lot of years ago. And, and then I stole my own joke, which other people have said it. That's not a new thing. It's just wording. Oh, fucked. Most people say, oh, you look like somebody so-and-so fucked so-and-so. Well, I added I don't know where I heard it. Well, birdcage, the bareback leapfrog. The leapfrog thing, and then I added the bareback to it. And I might have heard it from somebody a long time ago. I don't know, but I've been saying it for almost 20 years because it's different. It's a different. I try to, I try not to, even though I am a hacky cunt. Most of the time, I'm looking for ways to do things a little bit different and have a little twist on them. Add a certain word or phrase or whatever to give it a little, oh, that's I know that, but that's a little different. That's the goal. That's what? When? Gamora? Excellent point. Fuck. Now I'm lost. Where was I? Oh, I gotta mention, so, perfect timing to talk about this. Didn't mean to laugh to start it off, but, it was either 95 or 96. And, I got, arrested for drunken disorderly outside a place called the Billabong in Hallandale Beach, Hallandale, Florida. Just off Hallandale Beach Boulevard. Right there at the railroad tracks. Totally ridiculous thing. Cops were just pissed off that they went to bust something across the railroad tracks on the other side, and they got fucked over because the people knew they were coming. They got away, and they saw a little conversation going on across the track. They had to come over and start bullying us around, and after we got to a point where I was like, what the fuck, man? And because I was drunk and just said, leave us alone. Nothing's happening right here. There's three of us just talking. It was crazy. Anyway, because I worked at WIOD, and Neil, lawyer. I never had a lawyer before. I was 20-something years old. I don't remember, 95, I was 23, 24. And Neil had talked about his lawyer, Norm Kent, who was on another station called FTL, who had a show, and realized Norm had done a bunch of stuff for cannabis laws and gay rights in South Florida, done a lot of stuff. And you're like, yeah, if you need a lawyer for this, here, call it, talk to this guy, call this guy, tell him I sent you. So Norm Kent, who just passed away, my first lawyer and shared lawyer with Neil Rogers, radio god, Norma Kent, as he was called by Neil. But yeah, he did a lot of stuff with when it came to cannabis laws and defending people like, what was her name, Sylvie? Was it Sylvie? Lady who had glaucoma. She was one of the first medical marijuana patients, where she was the Fed. She was like one of 9 people, or whatever, the first 8 or 9, I don't know. Something like that. First group of people that were federally allowed to have medical marijuana for medical reasons. Redundant. That's Robin Williams. Excuse, please. Anyway, he just passed away, and it's like, wow, there's not a whole lot starting to. It's a mortality thing, I guess. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because it's like, whoa, how many fucking people are gone from that golden age of radio in Miami, where I was lucky enough to be part of, especially the real cool station in the middle. I mean, there were some other cool stations, but IOD really crushed it. We fucking crushed for 3 years. right before I got there, and I was there for the end as well. Made me feel guilty. I still do. That's why I wear glasses. But yeah, 90, and then the biggest thing about that was, oh, Norm Kent's passed. Oh shit, oh my God, he was my first lawyer. That's right, Drunk and Disorderly. Oh God damn. That was the second time I went to jail for drunk and disorderly. The first time was in Australia. Synchronicities. Back to Lucy in the sky. Aye. But a quick Neil story. So I brought up Neil God, and he's part of the thumbnail right there. That's the cartoon thing. Neil God. One of the stories, I don't know if I told it, but one of the best fucking stories ever. He knew what I did I was kind of like, I was a utility guy. I was the utility, watching the World Series, and this guy, does a lot of, this guy, he wasn't the third baseman, he wasn't the shortstop, he wasn't he does a bunch of stuff. That was kind of like me. I was Neil's producer's backup. I was Rick and Sud's producer's backup. Phil's producer's backup. I was everybody backup. At one point, I didn't start that way, but it got to a point where I was everybody's backup. So disgusting sounding, doesn't it? Dirty, dirty, dirty brown stuff, like behind me. So, what the hell was the point, Neil? What? Oh, so Neil knew. They all knew the work that I put in, the stuff that I would grab and do. It still sounds dirty. Like drops, things that other people would say that's on tape, like, oh, Neil would like this, put it up, cart it up, that kind of stuff. That was my foot, not my ass. Neil knew what I did. And then when we got sold and we moved to Hollywood from Miami, he knew that I took a bunch. I was with George, his producer, and Adam, Rick and Sud's producer. And it was mainly the three of us taking all the stuff that was on carts and all that stuff. I mean, when we moved and putting in digitally and putting into the system, the 360 and the other computer system that they had, all the stuff, we spent hours. I was part-time, but I was when we were doing this move for 2 weeks or so, I was almost a month. I was working fucking 60, 65 hours a week, helping out doing this stuff, because there was so much. Anyway, and Neil knew this, and I get my check once, and one of my first checks from the new company, like, what the hell is this? It says all my hours, which is correct, but the check, I was like, how's all these hours for this much? It was so fucked. And I saw that. I go into, Neil's on the air right now at this moment. I go into I'm fucking fuming. I don't know what to do, but I know George and Neil can do something about it. And I went into the control room, as I knew there was a break coming. I went in the control room. I went in, and George is sitting there. He's doing his thing. Like, what's up? I'm like, I'm just trying to cool out. It's dark in here. Like, you keep it nice. I'm trying to chill. This is fucked up, dude, and you're going to love hearing this, because Neil's already trashing the new company. And Joe's like, all right, we're going to break real quick. And it goes to this commercial break. He's like, what the fuck's up? And I go, dude, look at this. You know how many hours. You know what I've been doing. Look at this check that I just got. And I show him, and he's like, what the fuck? Take it to Neil right now. I go down the little hallway into the studio, and I show Neil. I hand it to him, and check this out. And I go, look at the numbers, man. He's got a cigar. Arthur, what the fuck? He just reaches over to the phone that's sitting there. He goes, boom, hits the thing in like a bat line sort of thing, right to the general manager. To her assistant. Yeah, give me so and so. Yeah, I'm standing. Yeah, hey, I'm sitting here. I'm looking at this check, Wayne Roberts check, from so and so. If you want to look at this, it's got, this is how many hours, and this is the number of the check. This is, fix this. It hangs up. It's all right. it was fixed within 24 hours. Fucking nuts. It was so like, what is this? It was so insulting, so disgusting. And that was Paxson Communications. But Uncle Neil fixed it. Anyway, and his lawyer just passed. Neil passed in 2010. Norma Kent, his lawyer, took care of a lot of his stuff. He's gone. And as I've said many times, this podcast is going to get popular after I'm gone. Or never. Right? Right. Some people have asked me not to smoke joints on camera. So I'm trying to do a little dance. That's why most of it's about, that's why I try to keep a musical thing, a musical tinge to the whip. The whip, oh shit, where are we, by the way, time-wise? Because I'm going to have to, 110. Oh, this is good. That's not bad at all. Because now I'm pissed. Next thing is, I don't watch Joe Rogan and I share a birthday. And I worked with him back in 2007 for a day when he was pimping Shiny Happy Jihad and doing an interview with a radio host that I used to work with in Miami, who was now at this point in DC, had a show on XM, and it was like, whoa, this is a trip. But so some people think I'm a Rogan stan. I'm not. I don't agree with a lot. Rogan gets a lot of shit wrong, but he is still a good guy, and I will still defend him. And I hardly ever watch the JRE. I definitely watch when Ari Shaffir is on, and especially when it's Ari and Mark Norman and Shane Gillis when they do the Parks and Rec thing, and a few other people I'll tune in, but I hardly ever watch any Rogans. Almost never. I used to watch when they were live. I used to watch all of them when I was home all the time, and it was 2 or 3 a week, and it was live. I was fucking crazy about it because there was so much psychedelic talk. But that's one of the reasons why. I can't wait. When they get this, are they ever going to get to saying Jesus was a mushroom? Nope. Still whatever. Even though Joe used to be a friend of one of the guys that got me started on the Jesus mushroom thing, Jan Irwin, who went weird. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, the last one I watched, I was like, oh, fuck, Big J, because Big J Okerson's special, and Ari Shaffir produced it. Jew. That's a fucking great special. I've watched Jew fucking 5 times. Ari Shaffir's Jew. It should be taught in fucking college or high school. If I was a history teacher in high school, I would show my kids Jew. Ari Shaffir. Fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's on his YouTube page. For free! But he produced Big J's new special, or helped produce. So they both did Rogan. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be hilarious. It's great. And then I'm having a ball. And then towards the end, they start talking about fucking Manson. And then I'm like, oh, no, what are you saying? No. And then they start talking about the Manson, Tom O'Neill shit with the fucking MK Ultra thing and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, my God, more bullshit. And I'm like, motherfuck. I was so happy. It's kind of like how maybe you were really happy all the way through this until just now when I said Manson, and you went, kind of, have a little, it's a trigger. I know the word is a trigger, that name is a trigger. But for me, it's, if you keep going with that same bullshit story like 9/11 official story or Waco official story or any official story, they all fucking bullshit. I think I'm good. Wait. It's Friday. No, it's Saturday at this point, 12:39. All bullshit. So I'm having fun listening to this stuff, having all kinds of laughs, and then that takes a turn that last 30 minutes, and they start talking about this stuff, and Rogan's just like hammering it. It's pissing me off because I know Rogan's influence and people are listening to this thinking, oh yeah, Tom O'Neill's thing. No, man, gotta go Nicholas Schreck. If you put them side to side, you're gonna see Tom O'Neill got started thanks to Nicholas Schreck. Tom O'Neill gets a lot of stuff right in Chaos, but not the MK Ultra shit. Look at it's not. It's so fucking blah. Drove me fucking crazy. It's so it's like it's almost like a parent not defending you. Like it's like the world can fucking see this is completely wrong, that you're getting slammed for something by somebody, and both your parents are just sitting there watching. What the fuck? Just flip it to where the watching was him, just the influence, and of course, it just I don't know if that was a good analogy, but it's just fuck, man, it drove me fucking nuts. So I had to write it down that it drove me nuts, and I don't know. Been doing the Manson thing for so long. And the 9/11 thing, and almost all the official stories. It's gotten to a point where you just can't. It gets to a point where you can't take it, listening to lies and people talking about like or like, oh, who do you think is gonna win the vote? I'm gonna be this guy's gonna do it all. And it just listen to Bill Hicks here when he says, doesn't matter what they say on the campaign trail, blah 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 blah. And then the video comes up, JFK from a different angle. Any questions? Just what my agenda is. And it all changes. Nobody does anything. It's all bullshit. Now everybody's all getting all hummed up for RFK, which is great. But that state is too deep. And I just realized by running my hand through my little goatee, or whatever that, Van Dyke? No, it's not a Van Dyke, because Van Dyke goes out like this, I think. It's not really a goatee. A goatee is just this part. But most people call this a goatee. I don't know, whatever. I didn't realize the other part of 108, Whip 108, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I didn't realize. It's like the Rosington thing without the long hair. Long sideburns with a goatee. Gary, I didn't realize that. That's fucking another one of those things. Synchronicity. All right. Because finally get to this story that's been put off for I don't know how many podcasts, because I have this list of bullet point things I'm going to get to. I have a certain time. Do I want to just fuck it and just get through everything? Or do I want to stop? 90 minutes is usually enough, even though the longer ones do better. But I like to keep them more thick. But as I have these notes and put them down, and certain ones get bumped, and then I just put it at the end of any other new stuff for the next whip. And this Nicole, not Nicole, a lady that I used to see like about a decade ago, Bowler. I think I told the Vegas story when I went with her to Vegas. She was bowling in a tournament. It was the first time I met Stu Williams, PBA. Stu Williams, British. Is he British? Where is he from? I don't know. He's funny. It's like a TV character. He's right out of a sitcom. Great bowler. But I was seeing her, and at the same time, and she's a bit of a... Oh. Let's get this going right. She makes me look like I'm sober, or did at the time, especially. And I am. I barely even. I only drink for the podcast. I don't drink when I'm. A lot of people think I do this every day. I only do this for the podcast. Just so you can see, I have proof of my tolerance. And when I was seeing her back a decade ago, or over a decade ago, I wasn't a drinker, barely. Once in a while I'd drink with her, but most of the time just weed. I'd have some edibles and I'd smoke. But she could get a little bit obnoxious. And there was the story that I told about going to Vegas, that tournament, and then one night, the first night, everything was great, and then a whole bunch of us, like 8, 9 of us, went to the Chili's inside the hotel. Was it Samstown? I think it was Samstown. I can't remember. Anyway, and she was just super obnoxious, and everybody was putting up with it, and then I got to a point where I can't put up with it anymore, and I got mad. And I was the angry one and made the big noise. But for some reason, everybody, all security that came around went to everybody else except for me, which normally I'm the one that I immediately, even if I didn't do anything, but now I'm the one going, fuck this. I can't believe any of you are putting up with this obnoxious bullshit. This is insane. It was so fucking dunce. Dunce. The capacity of dunceness was overflowing. And everybody just looking, oh, what? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to say anything. But the weird part was security never came at me. And then I threw my ball over the thing 3 stories up in the parking garage and then found it the next day. And the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. But in the meantime, and another part of that, I think this must have been before. But that's the kind of obnoxious person she was. But I can't remember. But I'm at the point where now I don't remember which was first, but I think this was first. I was doing a play once, and I invited her to come see the play. And it was in a small theater. What the hell was it called? Elephant Theater in L.A. I think it was the Elephant Theater. And it was like, is it 65 seats or something? But we were doing so well, this play called Slump Buster, which was inspired by Mark Grace talking about slump busting, where apparently in Major League Baseball back in the day, you're in a slump. The thing was to go out with your guys, find the ugliest chick, bang her, boom, all of a sudden you're out of your slump. And somebody wrote a play about that called Slump Buster. So I was like in the play, there was 4 guys, 4 women. And there were, one of the theater was cool where there, above the stage, there was kind of like a balcony. And the play was written to where in between scenes, it would go up to, like it was like baseball announcers, male and female, blah, 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 the Cubs this, Cubs that, and whatever. So it was a really neat change to where the focus would go up there to them while they did this thing, and it was always funny while we would do the changing of the scenery on the stage while the lights were out down there, and the lights would go up there, so people were focusing up there, and we could make those real quiet. We would change our own set. That's how the small theater. Anyway, it's so small to where, and we were doing so well to where they added another row of seats right in front of the stage. And it just so happened where I invite her, and she gets hammered with a few friends, and they put them right in the front. This fucking idiot. And I have to say that because that's what she is. Yeah, I was seeing her, and she was a friend, but now, looking at it, what an idiot and what an asshole. She had her feet on the fucking stage during the fucking play. Talking like right out of a movie, right? This can't be real. This can't be fucking real. This is a joke. Is this a bit? Are there other cameras? Is this some kind of a put on? It got so fucking nuts where now not only am I standing right there with her feet right there, and she's while we're doing a scene, but while I'm backstage, not in the play, everybody that's back there that's not on stage at the moment are looking at me going, "What the fuck is with that cunt right in the fucking front?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a chick I'm fucking. Sorry, it's a chick I'm fucking. Sorry, it's a chick I'm fucking." Wait, I meant to be on the other screen. Sorry. It would be much better if I'd have gone, "Yeah, it's a chick I'm fucking." That should have worked a lot better. Yes. Okay. Take 3? Yes, chicken fucker. Yeah, it worked way better. I don't know what the video will look like. God damn. What a fucking joke that is. Ever since I got the new camera, the timing is so shit. Made me seem more buzzed than I actually am. I'm not that buzzed, but we're getting there, sisters. We only got what? Oh, shit. We only got 4 minutes left. Perfecto. Oh, that's good because I want to... I can take this little bit of time to remember to go get what? When? Shh. Gamora. 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 No. Stop. I was just preparing. See, you're ruining my last moments. You stupid son of a bitch. You reject. Where are you? When? Gamora? Why? Seriously, I'm going to end it there. I could tell the Spear Nashville cop story and the Maher Blue Room story where I thought we were going to get killed by some gang members my first few months in LA. But I think I'll save that because I've only got, what? 4 minutes left. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the glasses, my new readers that had no lenses whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed my gang hat. You know, I should... Gangy. That's what I meant to say, Gangy from Arrested Development, because that's what Michael Cera, George Michael called his grandmother, Gangy. I don't know. Whenever I do this, I look at it and I go, Gangy. You know, whenever I get bored by myself and let's do different things with my glasses. Oh, we could do this while we're killing time, like Junkyard. I'm just a killing time. You could really change it up. Am I getting this correct? Is that the wrong lens? Oh yes, you got the wrong side there, homeboy. You silly man. What are you, 51 and a half? Yep. Shh. See, we can go that goofy. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that's... Oh my... That's not good for... If you're trying to feel sober, this is not the right way to go. But it looks funny. And I like to show off my dentistry. Look at that. Not bad, huh? This is a guy, you know, they're all fake. Oh, speaking of that, man. Looking at teeth made me think of Leon Wilkeson because I'm a bass player. Well, bass fiddler, not player. Bass... what? But man, when you go through, speaking to finish off with the Skynyrd thing, and you go back and look at what Leon Wilkeson went through after that crash, holy shit. How he fucking lived. Wow. How he lived to 2001. Wow. How he used to give things away. He had nothing. That dude was part of one of the greatest bands ever. And he wasn't... yeah, he fucked up a lot of shit. And he wasn't, you know... He had his problem. Of course he did. He was in a fucking plane crash. And they didn't know what PTSD... That's the thing. Synchronicities. I don't know if I said it in Whip 108, but that's the whole deal. Imagine. I'm pretty sure Billy Powell would be still be alive. Leon would still be alive. Alan might still be... If the power of ayahuasca that's known today and mushrooms, or the thought... Imagine if they had that to get rid of the PTSD of a plane crash. All these fucking people, anybody, but I'm just using Skynyrd as an example, but anybody going through such a traumatic thing. Imagine if ayahuasca was the thing that everybody did know to do. Yeah. We'd have some more great riffs from Alan fucking Collins, which was, dude, Alan Collins was Skynyrd. But anyway, watch the Corbett Report. James Corbett, Jimmy Dore Show, Russell Brand, Kim Iverson, Revolutionary Blackout Network, but look for yourself. I'm just a fun babbling lecturer, obviously dabbler. Remember, we're all Neo, aka One. Sorry, ran long. Had to bump comedian Joe Biden. Thanks, Gary. Whew. My God, Daddy loves you. Messing with my peoples. That's right.